episode 356 of Global from Asia, how adventures of a Filipina artist and singer from Asia and China with some exciting stories. Let's tune in today.
Welcome to the Global from Asia podcast, where the daunting process of running an international business is broken down into straight-up, actionable advice. And now, your host, Michael Michelini.
Hey everybody, just little old me on the microphone today. 356 shows, can you believe it? It is deep into the summer in Shenyang, but I'm gonna start saying Shenzhen soon. Going back to the base, going back to where a lot of this began, where this show started, Shenzhen, China, mid-August 2021. Kind of full circle here, you know. A couple years ago was there, went to Thailand for school stuff, stayed there, kids school stuff, couple years. Came back here before COVID for Chinese New Year, went down to the Philippines for supposed to be a temporary business trip that turned into a volcano eruption and then COVID outbreak with an evacuation back to China. Been here in Shenyang for a year and a half, I would say. Maybe a little bit less than that, but close enough to a year and a half. And I joke to people it's like the longest Chinese New Year at the in-laws, probably for a record. Anyway, I'm blessed, I'm lucky, I'm together with my family. I just had a good catch up with a long-time friend who's been separated from his family. He's in the US, they're in China for over the same time I've been here, a year and a half. So I need to count my blessings, but taking the family and I down to Shenzhen, where we will be working, again, this broker stuff we're doing with all these Amazon seller roll-ups. So we had some podcasts about that and our cross-border matchmaker sessions about that. So that's happening. And also factory work. I think we've talked about a router I'm working on. I'll do a whole show about that soon. So, plus I just get to see some friends and business colleagues and not feel so isolated. Although there's millions and millions of people here, I don't really have friends here, or business here. So it'll be nice. Back in Futian district and working on already an event for October. Stay tuned. Cross-border matchmaker. It'll be like online and offline mix. Okay, so this week's show, we are talking with Mirasol. I learned a bit about her even in the interview. I didn't know, and it's a fun one. Jan's with us too, so two amazing people from the Philippines and me, and we're discussing about Mirasol's journey. I mean, she's an artist, a singer. She's originally from the Philippines. She's in Cambodia now. I met her in China in 2008. Can you believe that? And I've followed her journey, mostly her updates on Facebook, Instagram. She's been to like Vietnam, back to China, into Vietnam, into Cambodia, back to Philippines. So we just, and she's doing this, she's always traveling on her own. I mean, such an amazing person, and we want to get these kind of things on the show. She's never been on anybody's podcast. Can you believe that? And it's a really fun discussion. Not exactly business, but it's about travel, adventure, finding your own way, and I'm really happy we got her on the show. Let's tune in. And of course, thank you for our sponsor, our ongoing sponsor, Mercury.com. Basically the solution for a US bank account when you are looking to do US business. I mean, it's one of our top blog posts at Global from Asia. People are always asking, how do I get a US bank account? How can I get a US bank account? This is the solution. I'm using this for multiple different joint ventures I'm doing with non-Americans. You don't need to go to a bank in person. You get a real US dollar bank account, and it's totally free. If you want to use it, it's free to apply, and if you use our link, you can get a bonus and we can get a bonus. So thank you in advance. globalfromasia.com/Mercury. Good luck on your business ventures. Okay, thank you everybody for listening to another Global from Asia podcast. Mirasol's been on my guest list for a while. We've known each other many years through Asia travel and business, and it's a real pleasure to have Mirasol Aguila, correct?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
It means eagle. I just learned it means eagle in Tagalog. That's awesome. And so, your first name is means sunflower?
Mirasol. Yeah, it's
Mirasol.
just sunflower. Yeah.
Sunflower. Wow, that's such an amazing. So you're art. I would call you an artist, a musician, artist, and a traveler of the world, right? You're in Vietnam now. You've been there
In Cambodia.
oh,
I'm in
Cambodia.
Cambodia.
See, I can't even. Yeah, see, you're everywhere. So you're from the Philippines, and then we met in China like a while, a while back. It's
Time
amazing.
ago. Yeah.
And
It's
then
way back in, yeah. Sorry, 2008, 2009.
yeah, it's crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Wow. Yeah. It's been a while. But
And
anyway, look, yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
A lot of things changes. So yeah, here we are.
So we're here, and and it's great to have Jan here helping interview from the team. And I think let's just jump into it. So how did you get started with your career, your music, your arts, from a young age, from
Yeah, I started singing and doing art when I'm 9 years old, I think. I have my uncle. He is very supportive doing art with our family. So we live in Manila. I'm born in Manila, in Malabon. And then we moved back to the province of Aurora. And then since then, my uncle, my flamboyant uncle, he's very artistic and he's also a singer, often us to the seashore at the beach with my playmates, my childhood friends, and he often asks us to draw in the sand. When the wave washes the sand, it's flat, right? And then he asked us to get a stick and then draw a mermaid. So he will say to us, draw a perfect mermaid and I will give you 1 peso.
So that's how it started then.
Yeah. And he also sang, and he's the one who taught me how to sing also, because he saw me singing holding a spoon in my hand, and then he grabbed me and put me on the table. Okay, sing your song. And that started.
That's great.
Yeah. And then I have learned a lot of things, especially in art, from my uncle. His name is Uncle Pepe.
Pepe, nice.
Yeah.
So was that your passion in your childhood, or he really just pushed you into pursuing the art and singing?
Again, sorry?
Was that your passion, singing and art?
Yes. Singing and art is, I think, my life. Since at a young age, I used to do that. I used to sing in the church. I used to join competition. I used to, drawing competition in school. They always force me, my teacher, like, Mirasol, go and join in this kind of art competition. And that helps me a lot when I'm in elementary and high school. Because since I do the art, I joined competition. It also, when you have that, your tuition fee will get lower. How do you say that?
Scholarship?
Yeah, scholarship.
Yeah, I got the scholarship.
Great.
Yeah. So since then, I think I helped my parents a lot through arts. That's why I love arts. I think I will do that till I, say bye to the world.
Okay. So it's amazing. So, how'd you get to China? Was it right out of school, or where did you start? Was that your first country outside of the Philippines?
No, the first country I've been is in Thailand, and then it's not really successful, but it's a good experience with the band. And then after that, I went back to the Philippines, and I have my friend. He was working in Sanya before, and then he invited me because his wife is pregnant and they need a substitute singer. And then I said, Mirasol, I think you're perfect for this position. And then I said, why not?
Great.
I love China. That's where my family came from. My ancestor, my grandfather is Chinese. So why not?
I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah. Well, And since starting to that point, I often go abroad.
Yeah, you've always been traveling. I've noticed. I've followed you.
I think until now, I'm in abroad. So I go back to Philippines, back and forth to visit my family and my son.
Have you been traveling during the pandemic as well? So how has the pandemic affected your travel?
It affects big time. Like we're supposed to go back last July, and now we're supposed to go back, and it's kind of hard at the moment. But hopefully this Christmas you'll be in the Philippines.
Okay, great.
And
That's awesome. So I was thinking you spent quite a bit of time in China. And then I remember, I think after China, you went to, if I remember right, Vietnam. Was that correct? And then Cambodia?
Yes. So I've been in Vietnam for almost 7 years. Like I really love there because it also helped me to go back in painting again, doing a lot of painting using oil because I stopped doing artwork when I, been in a band with different bands. I sing with different bands and I forget how to draw. I set that aside for a long time. And then I saw a lot of art materials in art shops in Vietnam. It's beautiful there because there's a lady in front of our house having and she saw different types of oil paints, different types of brushes, and just like she's carrying it in her walking and saying it in Vietnam, buy these art materials. That's beautiful in Vietnam because everywhere you go, you see people selling art materials. So it inspires me to go back and draw again.
Okay.
That's my hobby.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes right to the next question is your passion for arts. I didn't know about that when we, you were mostly, like you said, busy with the band. It must be a lot of work with the band. So you were, very busy with the music. So for the art, are you doing that like it's for your passion? Is it business? Is it both or?
I'm doing it all together actually.
Okay.
If someone wants to buy my art, if someone wants to invite me to do a collaborative exhibition, something like that, I join every opportunity I can get.
Okay.
It's like
nice.
So sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
So at the moment I'm doing an artwork. Actually, it's a lot. But it's gonna be in August. The exhibit is gonna be in August, so I'm working on it. Nice. One is about wildlife, protecting animals, and the other one is about music, about the musician here in Cambodia, about the pandemic. So I'm working hard on it.
Yeah,
it's kind of exciting thing,
Okay, so question for you. What are the future goals of Mirasol?
What is my future thoughts?
Yeah, your future goals.
Oh, my future goals kind of like I want to have my own art school for children. Like I always think about there's a person in the US that I really adore since young, and her name is Tasha Tudor. She's an artist. She do kind of illustration of really it looks like fantasy, but her favorite is nature. She's surrounded with beautiful flowers, animals, and her family also. And kind of simple thing like that inspires me a lot.
Okay.
As ourselves is nature already, so I like to. I'm inspired by nature. I think that's my goal in life, to have a school teaching little children how to draw.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
I got that from my uncle actually.
Yeah, that's a great goal. I mean, we try to do similar things. We just tried a GFA Kids, Global Music Kids. Jan was I was a teacher for one. Jan was a teacher. Yeah, we were a
That's
few
so
of
good.
us online, but it was the first one just this June. It was more e-commerce, online business, but it was 8 to 12-year-old kids. So maybe, we would always love to help support you and others in our
Thank you.
community. So let us know if we can help you.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, at young age, if you show them things like that, they will remember that until they, reach their age. Like, oh yeah, I think I know how to draw a flower. And they get that feeling, why don't I, develop this kind of things like that. I learned that from he taught me how to draw this. Why don't I make it like, I practice more and then elaborate this in more kind of like beautiful way. So things like that. It inspires little kids to, to do things like that in the future. They remember that. Yeah.
It's true. I mean, there's so much we can do for the kids. There's even this like one small thing might change their whole life.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I was thinking,
yeah. I don't know if you want to share some fun. I thought maybe we add some fun stories. Maybe there's some memories or stories about maybe, of course, China, but even Thailand. Even kind of got me curious about your Thailand.
Thailand.
Anything, any kind of fun stuff you want to share, like for a little bit. We all have some stories of.
That's the first time I've been in abroad with the band that I just just met them with a friend of mine that just our keyboardist know this person, and then they introduce us to this band, and then we don't know each other much. They are all like older people, but they're like good in music. But when we got in Thailand, we cannot find work because the place is open. So like it's kind of sad, but it's kind of funny in some ways. It's like, oh, I like the two of you. It's me and my sister's the singer. But the band need to change. But we don't want it. We don't want to lose them because that's the first band I did, like a real full band in abroad. And said, if you don't get them, we will not get the place. So we didn't find a place. So we've been there for 6 months trying to find a job, but it didn't make it.
Oh no.
Yeah, but we love our bandmates. They're really cool people. One is like a former basketball player. Like he's really big, but he loves music. He's really tall. And when you play music like this, like a T-Rex and oh, may his soul rest in peace. But I love that first band I've been with. His name is Kuya Tok. Oh my. So it's funny. So even how hard we experienced in Thailand, we had a good time. Yeah. So that's my first experience with the band in abroad.
That's interesting experience. And then, yeah, you mentioned you have Chinese ancestry. A lot of people in the Philippines, have Chinese ancestors. Yeah,
my mother's father is Chinese. His last name is Chinsai, something like that. But we changed it because we have war in the Philippines before, and he's kind of like a rebel, so he's against the Japanese. Yeah, so he changed his name to cover up his personality. Yeah, and my grandmother told me about their wedding. Oh my God, it's really funny and memorable because that time the war started. And they held their wedding under the tunnel, something like that, like a cave, something. And then after the ceremony, they found a place like a church that is really kind of like a bit safe. But later on, someone found out that there's a wedding going on there, so they need to stop that. So they hurried to the tunnel. And my grandfather carried my grandmother with her, gown. And you know what happened? She lost her shoes like Cinderella. And then when they get into the tunnel, where's the pair of my shoes? I only have one pair here. So it's really funny. My grandmother always tell that story to us. Yeah. And even to our like young nieces and nephews. Yeah. And also may her soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother also changed her family name when she left Russia.
Oh,
I'm a Russia, French, Canadian, and Italian. So
Italian. Yeah, I remember that.
Italian is my
Yeah.
name. Yeah, my
Yeah.
grandfather's
But
Italian.
you also have Russian blood.
Yeah, my grandmother is Russian. So
You speak Russian?
I never knew anybody from my grandmother. She passed away when I was a
Oh,
few years old, and there was not much Russian. They escaped
oh.
Russia during the, I don't even know much, but they escaped through China and then to Korea, and then they took a boat to the U.S. They had to change their name to get out or something. I wish I knew more, but
Yeah. But at least it's good to know that you have a grandmother that is from Russia.
and she's
I saw your kids too. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many kids you have now? Two, three, two. Oh my God, and they're so cute.
Yeah.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, there was one issue though. Like I talked on Instagram yesterday. There's all local Chinese here, so they're mixed kids. So my son's getting, the kids are picking on him or something. It's hard to. They're not, he's. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult. But.
Yeah, especially with the pandemic, they get bored inside the house. I can understand that. Got that with my students. So I always need to make the lesson funny and full of energy. If I don't do that, the kids is like, Mommy. It's true. So I always need to even wear a wig or wear a funny sunglasses. Oh my goodness. But I need to do that.
Yeah. So what's your favorite country? You've been to all over Asia. Which one would you think?
Wow. I think I love all the places I've been. But one of my favorite is Vietnam. But
really,
if I think of because Vietnam is really near here, I can go anytime I like without pandemic. But I'm always longing to go back to China because Chinese art is serious. They don't mess around with art. Even the ancient work of art they have is really serious because I like to go in every museum in China. In some museum there. I'm always longing. Yeah.
But it's great. I've always been proud. You're like, it must be hard to travel. Often I notice you travel alone, that must be as a, I don't want to say it, but obviously a female and, in Asia and all foreign countries, I'm always amazed at your independence. It's great.
Yeah, I think it's kind of it makes me grow stronger also being in abroad, but at the same time makes me feel sad because I'm often away from my family, especially my son. That's why I try my best to often go home because there's a time when I was in China, I've been there for almost 5 years without going back home, and I regret that a lot because when I'm there, the contract is because that's the time China economy is growing, and then we got a lot of offers there. I think I earned a lot in China, and I'm proud to say that I helped my family a lot from that earnings when I was in China.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's kind of sad because I've been away from my family for a long time. So that's why now I need to put the gap. So every time I have an opportunity, I need to go back.
Yeah, I mean, it's common. I think in the Philippines, right? It's a lot of what's that? OJT? Overseas?
OFW.
Overseas working.
W.
FW.
Yeah. Overseas Filipino workers.
Yeah,
yes,
a lot of.
I'm one of them. Yeah.
You're one of them. It's great though. You do great for your family and your country. It's great. And you're a very talented singer, so I think yeah.
Yeah, I actually watch a lot of your videos on Facebook. I don't know if you are well equipped right now or if you are ready. But if you are, will you be able to share some of your music with our listeners? Really?
Sure.
Wow, cool.
Okay.
Okay.
And do you also compose original music?
Yes. Last year we did the project and kind of like really happy for that because I've been planning that for a long time. Yes, we made it. We made 13 songs, original songs. Yeah.
Wow.
Both the Tagalog and English.
Awesome. Okay. And then where can people find more about your work, your music? How could they buy something from you? Could we help sell something, some of your work, or?
Yes, sure. I have a page in Facebook. Well, I'm working on to make a website because my website's not working at the moment now. I need to make another one and put all the new artworks and the project we made so people can see the artworks.
Okay. Yeah, we could link to that, and if there's ways, our team is all about websites. I think that's what I've been doing for like since we met. I've been always doing websites and marketing.
Yeah.
So if there's ways, I think I tried to help. Maybe a quick site for you help, but maybe we can do some more. But yeah, I mean, I'm always open. Maybe also you could talk with Jan and others. We could do more. Okay, and then we'll link that into the show notes, your Facebook, or if you have a website, we could when the show goes online. It's a couple weeks from now, so maybe we can get that.
Okay, I will work on it.
Awesome. Great. Okay, I guess that's all I have for my
Thank
question.
you. Nice seeing you again. And Kim. Yeah.
Yeah, I go by the name Jan here.
Oh, Jen.
I don't know. She has a couple of. I don't know. Sometimes her Zoom name is different. I think she's got like a few
We
different.
did that in the
One
Philippines. We have a lot of sugar names.
Yeah. Mirasol understands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And
That's
yeah,
kind
so
of a Filipino thing.
I think we tried last time, but it didn't work out. But we're going to try to do another. I know we want to do in-person events, but we're working on another online event for September. So maybe we'll have more time to prepare and have you share some of your amazing, art and music with us, the community. We can talk about that more, but that'd be great.
Thank you for including me in this kind of podcast. It's my first time actually. Thank you, and have I done this before?
I mean, you're like a natural here. I think it would be really good.
Oh, actually nervous. No.
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, she's so confident, right? Thank you, Mirasol and Jan, for sharing with us there. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm audio only because I prefer audio only, and the video just makes the video file so humongous, and I'm having internet issues here, and it's a blah 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 session, so I don't want to think about being on video during it, and you can just skip. The interview is over. But if you want to hear some of my stories, also I got to know Mirasol. It was really, really cool. I mean, she's a very talented person, and I mean, I can't believe honestly how she is been traveling basically on her own a lot. I mean, thinking about artists and singers, I mean, they usually have bands, but what I've learned, at least with her, is a lot of times they kind of join the singers and the band players together during or later, ongoing. Like they look for another singer, and then maybe they're already in China, and then I guess they put a post on the maybe Facebook or social media or asking around, and then people like Mirasol see the post and then go to like Thailand. She actually was in Thailand too, so it's amazing. I don't want to make men and women different, but I think as a female traveling alone, especially Asia or foreign countries, I mean, it must be intimidating is the word I'm thinking of. So I'm happy that it is happening, and I've always been happy. So it's just great. It's just another check on the list of the Global from Asia show. Mirasol on here. I didn't know Sunflower Eagle. Pretty cool. What else? Well, it was Macaulay's Bar. A lot of people know in Shenzhen. She was singing there, and also at Terrace. And man, I can't believe that was 2008. Can you believe that? That was like is that seriously 13 years ago? And that bar is closed due to COVID. Can you believe that? I just heard that they closed that bar because of COVID. Man, that was an icon in Shenzhen. All three of them, 3 branches. Yeah, COVID is really going to be changing the world. Once people get to like travel around and look again, I guess it's not going to be the same. I think that's maybe enough for today, but thanks again for listening. Episode 356 of Global from Asia. And I didn't think of a URL. I will think of one later, but thanks for listening. Have a great day.
To get more info about running an international business, please visit our website at www.globalfromasia.com. That's www.globalfromasia.com. Also, be sure to subscribe to our iTunes feed. Thanks for tuning in.